Hi there, everybody. So we are going to be going through the game plan for success. So this is a workshop that's offered through the Office of Student Success, and I am Maya Tillman, the persistent specialist in the Office of Student Success. All right. So today's agenda, there are 4 quarters in this game plan. So the first 2 quarters are time management and then tools for success. And then the third and fourth quarters are campus resources and staying afloat. So with this being the game plan, there are some sports references throughout the presentation. If you're familiar with sports, you should get them. If you're not familiar with sports, you may have to do a little Googling to know what I'm talking about, but they should be pretty self-explanatory once we get to those. So first quarter, let's talk about time management. So time management is all about finding balance. So the biggest things are prioritizing and organizing your time in a way that makes the most sense. So you want to make sure whichever tasks that you're needing to do first, you want to prioritize those, put those at the top of your list, and then you need to organize what needs to be done for each of those tasks. So if you know you need to study for an exam, or you have to take an exam, let's say the task is taking the exam, it's due on Friday, that's when you have to go take it. The different things that you need to do for that exam is probably study, take your, go over your notes, do reviewing the study guide, maybe meet with the study group, meet with your professor about the test if you have questions or like things that you need to clarify before Friday. So those sorts of things, prioritizing and organizing. So that'll be tackling your tasks, football reference. All right, and then taking a time inventory. So this is going to be really good for those of you that may be just trying to get a handle on just college life in general and adjusting to college life here at Avila. So break down your day, morning, afternoon, and evening. What are you usually doing throughout the day? What are you spending your time on the most? And then how much time are you spending on each of those activities? And like, where can you be making some changes to better utilize your time to be more of a successful student? So this is an activity. Feel free to pause here and do this real quick. Look up your class schedule, look up your practice schedule if you're an athlete, look up your work schedule if you have a job, and then take note of any free time that you have. So if you know, I have class, and then I am an athlete, so I have practice, and then I have work later that night, or maybe you have family obligations, anything of that nature. Maybe you're in a club or you're in theater, you have time that you have to go to rehearsals, those sorts of things. Put all of that in a schedule. You can write it down on, a piece of paper, get a planner, put it in your calendar, whatever you need to do, and just take note of, okay, what time do I have for free that is free that I can be using to study and do homework. So here's a look at my average day. So my 24 hours on a typical weekday is filled with, starting my day. So getting up, getting dressed, eating some breakfast, showering, whatever, those sorts of things. I'm at work for the majority of my day here on campus. And then after I get off work, there's a just variety of different things. I usually do go to the gym. I have to eat at some point. I watch a little TV. If I have to run any errands, like going to the grocery store or anything of that nature, cleaning up the apartment that I live in. And then I probably will be asleep by 11 o'clock. And then I get back up at 7 a.m. the next day and I start my 24 hours over. So this is what an average weekday looks like for me. So this is just an idea, an example of breaking down what your day usually looks like as a student. So just take note, what do you usually do? Where is your time being spent the most? And then where can you kind of alter that time? So it looks like I watch a lot of TV according to this little chart. So, if I was a student, I should probably watch less TV and spend more time doing my homework. But since I'm not a student, I have enough free time to spend that much time watching TV because I don't have assignments and things like that I need to be doing. All right, the other key parts of time management are going to be goal setting and then perspective. So goal setting is very important because you need to think and remember what you're doing here in college. What are you trying to achieve? What is your ultimate goal? So, it seems like, oh man, I got to do this homework. Oh man, this semester's dragging. Oh, finals week is coming up. Like really just thinking of, okay, like, what am I doing here? I'm here to get my degree. I'm here to better myself, get my education, expand my skills and my knowledge on different subjects. So like that is what your overall goal should be. And you can equate graduating with a degree to getting a Super Bowl ring. That is your ultimate top thing that you can do when you are here in college, is getting that degree. That's when you really reach that finish line. And then perspective, looking at the big picture and then working your way down will help you with taking things day by day. So of course it seems a little scary to think about getting your degree and finishing college every single day. So you just want to just break that bigger goal down into smaller goals. Like, okay, I need to get through this semester, and break it down by semester, break it down by the week, however far you have to do that in order to feel comfortable and not feel super anxious about the future and your plans and those sorts of things. So from a football standpoint, so let's say the Super Bowl is graduation. That's the ultimate, you've made it as a football player when you make it to the Super Bowl. So you're making it as a college student when you get to that graduation day. The 8 playoff games are the 8 semesters of finals weeks that you have if you're here for 4 years. Regular season games can be thought of as tests and homework. Practice is you going to class, because you have to practice in order to be good at what you're doing. You have to go to class and know what's going on. Watching game film is like studying. So you have to study the material. And so you're aware of what's happening, which is exactly what football players do when they watch film. They have to study what they've been doing. And then going to the weight room, that's just an extra thing that you're doing to pump up your muscles and your skills and be a better player. So that's the equivalent of going to tutoring. You go to tutoring to get more help, to make sure your skills are as sharp as possible, and your knowledge is up there, so that way you know what's going on and you can be a better student when you're going to class and taking tests and doing homework. So sports references, I hope you get them. If you don't, feel free to look those up. All right, so we have top 5 tools that you can be using that'll be helpful throughout the semester. So the number one thing is your syllabus. So all of your syllabi for all your classes will have all the important dates for assignments and homework and tests. So all your due dates, when things are happening, when you guys are going over certain chapters, and all of that is going to be in your class syllabus. Second thing is going to be a planner. So if you are a paper planner person, there are planners in the Avila bookstore. You can also go to like a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's, Home Goods, any of those sorts of places. And they have really nice planners there as well. Your phone calendar or Outlook calendar are great for keeping track of everything that you have going on. So that work schedule we were talking about, practice schedule, rehearsal schedule, if you can put everything in your phone, exactly what days and times you need to do everything, you'll have a really great view of what your daily life is like. And then with it being on your phone, you'll get notifications, of course, like when things are coming up for you to be doing. Canvas, so your Canvas and your syllabus are very closely related. So Canvas is our online learning management system. So that's where all your assignments and homework are already online for you to know when they're due and when you need to do them. And then Canvas would also be the place where you're uploading your assignments and things online. So number 4 and number 1 go hand in hand. And then number 5, just like is a great extra thing for you to do. So Microsoft To Do is an app. There's also a desktop version, but the phone app is great too. It's a great tool for you to use to stay on top of your tasks. So it's basically an online planner. So you can go on there and do exactly what we talked about. You can put in your exam as your like overall task, and then you can put in your smaller things that you need to do, your smaller objectives to complete that task, like reviewing your study guide, talking to your professor, those sorts of things. So Microsoft To Do is where you can go in and put that information in online, and then that way it'll make like a checklist basically for you to check off when you need to do those things. You can add in due dates, all that type of cool stuff. So feel free to look all those up and go from there. For an activity, so feel free to pause to do this activity. So go ahead and bookmark these websites or download the mobile apps if you haven't already. So Canvas does have a mobile app. Go ahead and use your calendar. So the first activity we did, go ahead and put those schedules within your Outlook calendar or your phone calendar. You can also, Microsoft To Do is an Outlook 365 app. So it does sync up with your Outlook calendar. So anything you put on your Outlook calendar, it would show up in Microsoft To Do, and then vice versa. If you add in an assignment or something like that in Microsoft To Do, it'll also show up in your Outlook calendar. So you can add in assignments and due dates, and it'll show up right there all in one spot. So definitely recommend go ahead and bookmark those websites on your computer or download the mobile apps on your phone. All right, second quarter, the tools for success. So these are some of the key tools that students use here on campus. Number one is Navigate. So I know Navigate's a little new to everybody this school year. We're hoping for everyone to get on board over time. So Navigate is where you're able to set up an appointment with your advisor or other staff people on campus, or your faculty, professors as well. You can see your progress report information. You can see notes from the meetings you've had with people on campus. You can see your course calendar. You can communicate via text or email with staff. And then, ta-da, we have a mobile app for that coming soon. So Navigate already has the app put together. We just have to set it up with all the Avila things. So that'll be coming soon. Look forward to getting that announcement probably next school year. All right, number two, there is a Student Success Canvas course that was created by the Office of Student Success. So it's a really great one-stop shop for all the information that you'll need to be successful, like this workshop will be posted there after it is over. So there's different areas and modules in the course. So it's Ace Your Academics, Manage Your Finances, Get Involved and Connected, Stay Healthy and Safe, Plan for the Future, Second Year Experience, and then Tools for Success. So a lot of this information you can also find within that classroom, and a lot more information as well. And then the third thing, My AU, of course. So for your academics, that's where you're going to be enrolling in courses, adding or dropping courses. That's where you find your advisor, who that person is. You can see your degree audit, which is what you need to know what classes you need to graduate. And then for the financial side of things, you can see your financial aid, your bills, set up a payment plan, accept and decline your financial aid awards, and then you can pay your bills online through My AU as well. So those are some key things that everyone needs to have and to take note of to help you with being successful. All right, here's some screenshots of what My AU looks like from the student perspective. So over here on the left-hand side, your advisor and your major is listed. So that way you know exactly who you should be contacting and to make sure your major is correct. So if you are changing it or thinking about changing it, that's where you'd see that. And then down below on the left-hand side as well, so your degree audit. So that is where it'll tell you, have you met the requirements that you need to graduate with the degree that you're seeking. So this student, Megan, she was a finance and management major. So there were some things that she completed and some things that she didn't. And she had to finish up before she could actually graduate from the university. So all of that is in My AU. Also in My AU on the finances tab, this is where you can find all that financial information. So on the left-hand side, CashNet would be the service that we use for actually paying your bills, and that's where you would type in down there your credit card information, those type of things to pay your bills online. And then over on the right-hand side, for your financial aid awards for accepting and declining and those sorts of things, PowerFades is the other website that you would use. So in My AU, you click on these links and then it'll take you to these other websites like CashNet and PowerFades. So that's where you can see your awards and get information on when you're getting more money dispersed into your account and those sorts of things. All right, so everything, has an app these days. So this is just a nice little folder that I would recommend. If you don't already organize your apps on your phone by folders, then that's, that could be a new thing that you can start to help with organizing your life. So I would suggest making a success folder, maybe an Avila folder that has all of your apps that pertain to school. So that way they're not, getting lost with all the apps. I know some people have lots of those. So anywho, Canvas Student is a great app. The Navigate Student app, you can download it, but since we don't have it set up for Avila yet, you wouldn't be able to find Avila on it. But if you wanted to just be proactive and just have it on your phone for whenever it's ready, you can definitely do that. Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft Teams. I know some people use Teams on this campus to talk with their students, so definitely have that just in case. Microsoft To Do, and then Zoom, because there are still some classes and meetings that happen over Zoom. So these are a few of the different apps you can download for success. All right, so those are the first 2 quarters, and now we're going into the last 2 quarters, third and fourth, for campus resources and staying afloat. All right, third quarter, campus resources. So the Center for Student Excellence is a newer area on campus. We are in the Hoda Center, which is right below Carondelet on the second bottom half of the building. These are the top offices within that area. So career services, counseling services, student access office, student success, that's where I'm at, and then TRIO student support services, and then academic success and tutoring. And we'll go into each one of those now. All right, number one, career services. So that office is ran by Shauna Pena Downing. Here are a few things you can do within career services. So you can get your resume looked at, get help with finding a job or an internship, explore some different careers, explore different majors. She can get you connected with alumni. She's on the Avila alumni board. So she knows a lot of people that used to go here. So if you did want to get connected with someone that was an Avila alumni that works in the field that you're looking to get into, that's a great place to go, would be to connect with Shauna to do that. Job site visits, mock interviews, those sorts of things. Second area, we have counseling services, and that's run by Casey Ashcraft. So she's offering free counseling sessions. You don't have to pay for counseling here on campus. Mental health awareness events and workshops throughout the school semester, talking through any sort of personal problems. All these sessions are confidential, so she's not sharing your information with anyone else on campus. And then if you couldn't reach Casey or you don't have time to meet with her for whatever reason, there is an app called Sanvello that students can download that will offer counseling sessions right there from your phone. Third is student access office. So if you have a mental or physical disability, there are different accommodations that can be made for you in the classroom when it comes to testing or the amount of time that you need to do homework. And then if it's something physical, just how you are getting around campus, someone may be able to help you with getting from one part of campus to the other if you are physically incapable of doing that, or if you just need help doing that. If you had an IEP or 504 plan in high school, then student access office would be the best place for you to go to get information about how those plans work when you get to college, because they are a lot different in terms of the process and paperwork that you might be having to turn in for those sorts of things. And then language interpretation is also a thing. So if the English language is not your first language, there can be classroom accommodation set up for you to be able to understand what's going on and get some translating within your classes. Number 4, we have the Office of Student Success. That's where I'm at, and I work with Paige Elam. Success coaching is one of the big things that we do. So if you are having any sort of trouble or issues with any of your classes, or you just have questions, you don't know where to go, you can always set up an academic success planning meeting with Paige or I on campus. We handle things related to the first year experience, second year experience, success workshops like this one, and there's a few more on our Instagram and our YouTube channel as well. 15 to finish program is under our area, and then progress reports and midterm grades are something that you all will have to do every semester that you're here. Progress reports are usually just for when you're in your first year, and then midterm grades is for everyone every year. So just looking at what grades you have at those times, and then, who do you need to talk to if you are not doing so well in a class and you're not sure what your next steps are. So that would be us in the Office of Student Success. Next, we have TRIO Student Support Services. So you can contact Sarah Eckinger or Nina Freeline about that. This program is designated for first-generation students. So if you are the first in your family to attend college, this is the program for you. They host workshops, social events, they do advising and mentoring. They do have someone that works with loan counseling and financial literacy. So if you're just wondering, like, what do I do when it's time for me to start repaying my loans, and how do I set up a budget and those sorts of things, someone in their office can help you with that. And then you can apply for that program at any time during the school year. You don't have to do it before the semester starts or anything like that. You can apply right now in the middle of the year and start the program maybe a couple weeks later. So great place there. All right, last but not least, academic success and tutoring, which is run by Casey Reed, and she's not in HODIS, she's over in the library. These are some fall study jams that she hosts. So academic success and tutoring is a variety of different subject areas on campus. So if you're needing help with like history or math or English or some computer science classes, whatever sort of area you're needing help with, you can get a tutor within those areas to help you with study strategies and understanding the content. Then study jams are kind of like just open times that there are tutors available in the library. You can come in during any of these times that are listed here, and then someone will be there to help you with whatever subject that you're needing help with. Or if you just need some general, like, hey, I just need help with studying, I don't know how to study, or the best ways to study, then these would be great times to just walk into the library and get the help that you need from a tutor. or from Casey herself. She's usually always there during these times as well. All right, so that was the Center for Student Excellence. We have some other important offices on campus, of course. So financial aid, the registrar, well, student financial services, registrar's office, student life, the food pantry, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is a newer office that has been established here on campus. And then the library and learning commons is its own, great place to go to for help. So student financial services, they are composed of two places. So the financial aid office and the business office are both considered part of student financial services as a whole. So the financial aid office is more on the side of scholarships, grants, loans, the FAFSA, looking at your financial aid award letter, those sorts of things. And then the business office is more on like what the costs are to go here, what sort of fees you're paying, how much tuition you're paying. If you need to set up a payment plan to pay down your tuition bill, if you have holds on your account, they're usually going to be business holds, and that's who you would talk to about getting the hold off of your account. And then if you have refunds that are being dispersed to your account, the business office would have you set up your direct deposit. You can come get your check from HODIS, those sorts of things for that. So those are those two offices. Very important to learn where your money's at and where it's going. Registrar's office is over in Blasco. So it's called Registration and Student Records Office or Registrar's, either or, they'll be the same place. This is where you can get help with registering in your classes, any of your official student records like transcripts. If you are an athlete, you need to talk about NAIA eligibility. Registrar would be able to help you with those questions. Transfer credit agreement. So if you're a transfer student, you're just wondering like, okay, I need to make sure what all transfers from my old institution to Avila, they would be able to help you with that, as well as the graduation process. So you do have to apply to graduate, and then the registrar, in addition to looking it up on My AU, the registrar would also be able to help you figuring out, do you have everything done that you need to graduate from Avila? Third office is the Office of Student Life. So lots of student life and fun activities that are going on campus. So clubs and organizations that we have, the activities that include like contests or trivia nights, other sorts of cool things on campus, orientation programs, the week of welcome, which happens during the first week of classes every semester, and then lots of free food events. You'll see lots of free coffee, free donuts, free pizza, free funnel cakes, all the food events are run through the Office of Student Life. All right, and then the food pantry. So speaking of more food, the food pantry is designated for if you are just ever in a situation to where you don't have enough money to pay for basic needs, sort of materials or products and items, the food pantry would be a great place to go for that. So any food and snacks, if you have a child, there are baby items and diapers and things in there, pet care items if you have a pet and you may not necessarily have enough money to take care of that pet. Personal care items like toothpaste, deodorant, and then donations are welcome as well. So if you are wanting to donate to it, you definitely can if you're wanting to help out other students. And then they have some different hours set here, so you can check those out. And then if you need to go on the weekend, they are open. You just need to contact them about that first, and then they can let you know what time and come open the door to let you go in there. All right, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So there is a newly formed Center for Truth, Racial Healing, and Social Justice, which will be over in Dallas. There are different diversity programs that will be going on throughout the semester to educate you on different historical months related to different cultures, organizations on campus like our Society of Latinos or our Black Student Union. And then hearing the student voice is very important to the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So we want to make sure whatever identity and cultural identity that you identify with, that your voice is heard. So any issues or concerns or changes that could make the campus better, then definitely reach out to Dr. J. Anthony Snodgrass, and he'll be welcome to hear your opinions and thoughts on different things. All right, last but not least, library and learning commons. So there are private study rooms over in the library. There are public Macs and PCs that students can use. So if you don't have your own computer, feel free to go over to the library to use theirs. They have the archives and research center. So if you're doing a research paper and you need some information for that research paper, you can find that over there. There's different books and articles and online search resources you can use through the library. You can also check out laptops. So if you are working on something in the library and you're like, man, I wish I could like take this home and work on it at home. If only I had a laptop. You can check out laptops from the library. You would just go over to the front desk. They'll need your ID number and your name to verify who you are and that you're a student. And then you can check out your laptop, I believe, for 24 hours. If you need an extended time, just let them know and they might be able to work something out for you. That way you don't have to be at the library to do all your work. You can take the laptop home, do your work, and then take the laptop back to check it back in. All right, so those are all the important offices. We're going to move into the final fourth quarter, which is about staying afloat, and then we will be done. So staying afloat is all about staying in the lead. So you want to make sure that you're ahead of the game. You are 2 steps forward when it comes to your college life and your college success. So before things get bad, you want to make sure that we, on the faculty and staff standpoint, want to make sure that we're being proactive and we catch you before you start slipping. But we also want you to be proactive about your college life and meeting with your advisors, meet with your professors, or meet with me before you think about dropping classes or anything like that. So if you are struggling in a class and you're like, man, I just don't know if I'm gonna pass it, I think I'm just gonna drop it, definitely have a talk with your advisor, the professor. You can talk with me or Paige, and also financial aid. I would add them into the conversation as well, because it's a big deal to drop a class, because then you're paying for it and then you have to pay for it again when you take it again the next time if it is a required class. So just want to have that conversation before things get bad and how you can bring your grade up before you just drop the class altogether. All right. And then professor alerts. So these are a new thing that we are getting going on campus. So in Navigate, professors can raise alerts on student accounts if you're not showing up to class or if you're not performing well. So you'll get an email if an alert has been put out on you, and then the professor will get an email as well. And then the assigned alert person will reach out to you to follow up. So if you're just not showing up to class, your professor's like, someone needs to check in with them, I'm kind of concerned, then they can raise an alert for that. And then someone will reach out to you like, hey, you're not showing up. Is there something going on? How can we help as a campus and get you to where you need to be? So you can think of an alert as a flag on the play. And then the penalty for, not showing up to class and not performing well, you would eventually probably get a bad grade in that class. And if you're doing it for multiple classes, you may end up on academic probation if your GPA drops below a 2.0. So we can talk more about probation when you get there, and hopefully you don't get there. But if you feel like you're leaning towards that, definitely be proactive and talk about what that pertains with one of your advisors or your professor or me. All right, last 2 points. So seek out help. So go to your professor's office hours, go to tutoring, attend the study jams. You can huddle, football reference, with your study buddies. So definitely, try to form study groups in your classes. Be productive when you are going to the, if you're an athlete, for study hall, or if you're just going to go to the study jams, just try to be productive when you're in there. And then be mindful of your finances. So you have to pay for every class that you take in college. So if you're just not showing up, you're not doing well, like, you don't want to waste that money because you're paying for that. So definitely talk with financial aid about dropping a class, because it could affect your scholarships and financial aid package if you drop a class and you fall below full-time status for the university. So don't fumble your money, don't fumble the bag. Definitely want to make sure that you're on track and you stay on track, and you have to think about everything as you are potentially struggling in any of your classes. All right, so this is a final checklist, just some things that are part of the game plan. So meet with your academic advisor, meet with the success coach, that's me or Paige. Get your resume ready for internships. So go talk to Shauna in career services, go to class and do your work. You got to hold yourself accountable. You got to do that yourself. And then just have a great semester. So we just want to make sure everyone has great semesters and you're being as successful as you can. And if you need any help, you can reach out to anyone that's been listed in this presentation. So thanks for your time. Feel free to reach out to me. And if you have any questions, you can email me or send me a Navigate scheduling request, anything like that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.